Aw, shit. I'm out here trying to enjoy the holidays, but these YouTube streets are just blowing up. I've had multiple text messages on my phone, multiple things on TikTok that I've seen, and a trending topic on Twitter about how the one, the only, Pastor TD Snakes is allegedly known for going to Diddy's sex parties and cheating on his wife with multiple male escorts. And apparently, he is known as a power bottom. This is all alleged. And the reason that this information is coming up and the reason that it is blowing up on Twitter and TikTok is because the one and only Exotical, who is overturning the entire industry right now, Miss Cassie, she has finally turned over evidence to the feds. That includes videos of these parties that Diddy was having, these orgies are basically sex parties, videos of these parties he was having that feature lots of prominent people, and one of those people was TD Jakes. And also, Cassie allegedly had Kim Porter's burner phone as well as some USB drives that were Kim Porter's. And so she has turned over that information to the feds, and now it is all over the internet that TD Jakes, who is world renowned for being an international preacher and bishop, he is not only cheating on his wife, but he's over here, doing the same things that in the church they say you're going to go to hell for. In the church, they talk about how if you are gay, that you have like a reprobate mind, and all of these talking points that they try to give you in the church. TD Jakes is totally going against all of that. And the reason that this is relevant to the Exoticals United YouTube channel is because it actually made me think of TD Jakes' wife, who is an unambiguous black woman. I cannot remember her name right now, but it made me think of his wife and how a lot of black women are socialized in the church, and a lot of black women are socialized to be very male-centered and to be extreme pick-me's and to kind of stay with the man at all costs. And I think that this also can cause some of the jealousy that we see when it comes to women against the quote-unquote pretty girls or whatever. And so it reminded me of this dynamic and how a lot of these women who are, they want to get with a protector and provider, right? Because TD Jakes, I mean, he's definitely providing and all that stuff, right? He's super rich and she lives in a big, beautiful mansion. So, and I'm sure she feels protected because I've never seen TD Jakes publicly, well, other than this. Before, I had never seen him go out and like say anything bad about her. So, for the most part, people would argue that TD Jakes was a quote unquote good black man, right? And so all of these dynamics that we see between monoracial black women, between MLS women, between women who feel like they're ugly, being jealous of pretty women, all this crap is all so we can chase after guys like TD Jakes and Diddy? Like, are these guys really a prize? And the reason I'm talking about this is because I want this to be a part of my decentering men talking point, because I truly do believe that a lot of the problems that black women face, that mixed women face, or that any woman of any color faces, I actually do believe a lot of our problems stem from being male-centered. We're chasing after, hoping this rich guy will like provide for us. We are hoping to elevate our own social status by attaching ourselves to said rich guy. And then it causes these guys to feel like they're the prize and to be able to do such disrespectful and disgusting things, such as traveling and sleeping with male escorts abroad and then potentially bringing home all kinds of diseases. And it's funny how a lot of women who are housewives and stuff, a lot of these women like to brag, like, oh, my husband takes me on trips, my husband does this and that. But the first thing I was thinking was, wait a minute, while TD Jakes was out abroad, where was his wife? Because she obviously wasn't being taken on these trips, or if she was being taken on trips, imagine being taken on a vacation and you're sitting in the hotel room. Meanwhile, that rich guy that took you on the vacation is out cheating on you, like as you're sitting in the hotel room. I mean, this stuff is just insane. But I am probably going to start a series on my channel talking about how a lot of religions and spiritual teachings are actually causing a lot of internalized misogyny when it comes to being a woman. A lot of religious teachings will tell us that, the man is the head of the household. And if you're a Christian, a lot of Christian teachings will tell you that the man is the spiritual leader of the home. So he's kind of like the pastor of the home. He is the one who is, God's hand is on that man, and you have to basically follow what that man is doing and being a submissive wife. The church teaches this all the time. In fact, TD Jakes and his wife specifically talk about this. I really feel bad for their daughter, Sarah Jakes, who is also married. This also makes me wonder even about her marriage. I definitely don't think her husband is on the same level as TD Jakes in terms of wealth and stuff, but I just feel like there are a lot of generational problems and interpersonal relationship problems between men and women. And I think that things like religion can cause this to be worse because depending on your religious teachings, you're taught from a young age that the whole reason you were created by God is to be fruitful and multiply. So it's to get married, it's to have this guy's babies and basically be some sort of homemaker or some sort of housewife, or to go 50-50 with him and pay bills. But what do you guys think? Have you seen any of this stuff online about TD Snakes and allegedly sleeping with multiple male escorts and cheating on his wife? What do you guys think about how common it is for all of these prominent pastors and men of God of all races to cheat on their wives? I mean, I saw that thing about Hillsong, the Hillsong Church, and how the pastor, these were white people, by the way, how the guy cheated on his wife with the nanny, and, all of these men who claim to be so holy and so spiritually awakened and self-actualized, a lot of these men are doing the same things, if not worse things, to these women. Because remember, in the church, you are socialized to not be suspicious and to not automatically snoop around your husband or like try to find things on him, because obviously that is called having a lack of faith. It's called being bitter. That is called having a negative mindset if you do stuff like that. And you're supposed to love and trust your husband. But I do feel like a lot of women in these Christian marriages in particular, they do not trust their husbands. And for whatever reason, they feel scared to kind of see if their intuition is correct. And so that gives these men free reign to just go cheat and to just go do these crazy things. Because when it comes to TD Jakes, I mean, if you are socialized to be heavily Christian, depending on how religious you are, like when I was extremely religious, I didn't even listen to secular music. I didn't even watch movies. I didn't even know who half of the celebrities were. So I am guessing that a lot of people in the Christian church or the wives of these Christian men and stuff, a lot of these women, they're not even staying tapped in with like Hollywood and like all these different parties you can go to and all these different ways men can cheat, because those women, they're not spending their time on that. They're spending their time watching sermons and reading Christian books on how to like be a good wife and raising their kids. So they're not even focused on that, but that makes them particularly vulnerable to be abused the most. Anyway, what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comments section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.